I never thought I'd be that guy, the one writing his heartbreak out to strangers online. But here I am. If you'd told me 6 months ago that I'd be single, betrayed, and watching my ex-wife's career crumble because of me, I'd have laughed in your face. But sometimes life throws you a curveball so hard, it knocks the air out of you. And sometimes, that curveball comes from the one person you trusted most. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching, because the best part's coming up next. My wife Tracy, 31F, and I, 31M, had been married for 6 years. She was a real estate agent, charming, quick-witted, and magnetic. She could sell sand in a desert. That was part of what drew me to her in the first place. She had this way of making people feel like they were the only person in the room. I guess I just forgot that included men who weren't her husband. I thought we were solid. Not perfect, but solid. We had our routines, inside jokes, lazy Sundays. I trusted her completely. That's why the message hit so hard. It was a random Tuesday when I got a message on Instagram from a guy I didn't recognize. His profile looked real. Years of posts, friends, tagged photos, not some bot or scammer. Still, my first instinct was to block him. But something told me to read it. His words were calm but urgent. I live across the street from a house your wife is selling. She's been bringing the same man there. A lot. It doesn't look like business. My stomach twisted. At first, I convinced myself it had to be a misunderstanding. Maybe it was a picky buyer, maybe it was a colleague. But the guy kept talking, said the man always arrived in her car. Never carried tools or documents, never spoke with the owners, said he checked her social media and realized the guy wasn't me. That's when the seed of doubt planted itself in my chest and started to grow like poison ivy. I didn't confront Tracy right away. What would I even say? Hey. A stranger messaged me and said, "You're cheating." Number. I kept it to myself, watching, waiting. And that's when I started noticing things I wish I hadn't. She was dressing differently for work, tighter clothes, heavier makeup, new lingerie I never saw her wear at home. She angled her phone away from me every time she got a text. Once, she got a call and left the room, whispering, laughing. I pretended not to hear. It was death by 1,000 cuts. A week passed before the guy messaged again. They're here. Same house, same guy. He gave me the address. I promised him I wouldn't do anything stupid. I just needed to know. To see. I parked up the road, far enough away not to be seen. Her car was right in front. For sale sign on the lawn. I waited. And waited. My heart pounded the whole time. I felt like I couldn't breathe. An hour later, the front door opened. I hit record on my phone. Out walked my wife, her shirt wrinkled, lipstick smudged, hair a mess. The man beside her had his arm around her waist. They laughed, like they didn't have a care in the world. Then they saw me. Tracy froze like she'd seen a ghost. She ducked behind the guy, who stepped in front of her like he was protecting her from a threat. I told him I was her husband. The look on his face, it was like I'd punched him in the gut. He backed away immediately, apologizing, claimed he didn't know. Maybe that was true. Maybe not. I didn't care. Tracy started crying. Fake crying. I know her well enough to tell the difference. She was trying to control the situation, not because she felt guilt, but because she'd been caught. I pointed to the for sale sign and asked if she realized what she'd just done, using a client's house like a damn hotel room. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. I told her to go home, pack a bag, and be gone before I got there. She had 2 hours. She followed me home, crying, screaming, pounding on the car window. I recorded everything. I had to. She looked like she was going to lose it. At one point, I genuinely thought she might hit me. Eventually, she calmed down. I told her again, leave the house. Do not come back. That's when she changed tactics. She started pleading, saying it was a mistake, that she didn't want to throw everything away over one slip, that she was lonely, bored, that I wasn't paying enough attention to her. I stared at her like she was a stranger, and in that moment, she was. Update 1. She was served with divorce papers a few days later. I got a lawyer the morning after it happened. He told me not to send the video to her employer, yet. Even though every part of me wanted to ruin her immediately, I listened. He said it could backfire. Alimony, defamation, legal loopholes. I hated that he was right, so I waited, focused on the divorce. I cut contact, only spoke to her through lawyers. She called. I didn't answer. She texted. I didn't reply. But I read every single message. At first it was begging, then blaming, then rage. She called me a coward, said I was taking the easy way out, that I was destroying our marriage because she had made one little mistake. She didn't get it. She never would. Like what you see? Click like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's keep going. Update 2. The divorce is finalized. Assets divided. No alimony. Thank God. When the ink was dry, my lawyer gave me the green light to send the video. I didn't rush. I sat with it for a while, tried to separate anger from justice. Eventually, I wrote a short, calm statement, attached the video, sent it to her brokerage, and CC'd the managing broker. 2 days later, they called me, thanked me, said Tracy had not only violated company policy, she may have broken state law. The homeowner was furious and considering legal action. They launched an internal investigation. They suspended her immediately pending the outcome. Turns out, every time an agent uses a lockbox to access a home, the system logs the time, date, and agent ID. They knew exactly when she'd entered the property. It wouldn't be hard to see if this was a one-time offense or if it had happened before. I didn't hear from Tracy again until a few weeks later. I shouldn't have answered her call, but I was curious. Her voice was bitter, furious. She told me she'd been fired, that the homeowner was threatening to sue, that the state board was considering revoking her license. And somehow, I was to blame. I reminded her that she made every single decision that led her there. She wasn't the victim. She was the arsonist. She lit the match. All I did was make sure the fire department knew. She didn't reply. I hung up. I haven't spoken to her since. Some people say karma isn't real. Maybe that's true, but sometimes, if life hands you the chance to tip the scales, you take it. I didn't do it out of spite. I did it because there needed to be consequences. Because she never once showed real remorse. Because I deserved to be treated better, and so did the client whose home she violated. There's one person I still think about. The neighbor. A complete stranger who saw something wrong and decided to say something. He could have ignored it, minded his business, but he didn't. He gave me the truth when I didn't even know I needed it. To anyone out there who might be sitting on a truth that someone else deserves to know, speak up. You might be the only lifeline they get. And as for Tracy, she's jobless, license under review, living with her sister. No career, no marriage, and no one left to blame but herself. She torched her life. I just made sure she couldn't hide from the smoke. You know, what really hits me about this story isn't just the betrayal. It's the calm precision with which it was handled. It's easy to lash out, to burn everything down in a storm of emotion. But choosing discipline over drama, that's strength. Tracy didn't just make a mistake. She gambled with someone else's trust like it was expendable. Actions have weight, and sometimes they land harder than expected. This wasn't revenge, it was accountability. And honestly, more people need to learn the difference. If this story hit you hard or made you think, don't forget to like the video, Subscribe for more real stories and drop your thoughts in the comments. Whether you've been through something similar or just want to sound off, we want to hear from you. See you in the next one.